Hi everybody, welcome in. It's RocksAlot here. We are here for our 6 o'clock Thursday live, and we have a few things today. Kind of pretty exciting actually. Um, so I have a few from last Sunday that if you hang around long enough, we will try and finish up on the polishing wheel, or at least get it to the polishing wheel. So just some turquoise, the Veracite piece I might get to. What else have we got in this little bag here? Oh, wanted to do the agate. The stick agate I wanted to get finished. We're only just polishing pretty good, and we're only up to the third wheel. So I'd like to get that finished today. Or over the weekend, we'll see. What else did I have? I have a few things outside I want to cut. Hi there, welcome in. And then, thanks for the thumbs up. And then also, we're going to be introducing a friend, not live, but we're going to show some of his slabs. I'm just waiting for a few more people. Hey, Jeremy, how are you? So, Jeremy, you might know John Ross. You see him in the chat from time to time. Well, what time are you at, Jeremy? Hey, John, how you doing? So there's John right there, Jeremy, and we're going to show a few of his slabs today. I might do a little bit of cutting on them outside just to get them shaped up, and maybe we'll start cutting a couple of them on the wheels tonight too. That's probably the plan, but at least show them to you. I want to wait for a few people to come in. If you are rewatching this, I'm going to give out his email. He has some beautiful slabs. If you'd like to make contact with him, you're quite welcome to. Great prices. And yeah, from what I've seen of the cuts that he sent me, the thickness is fantastic. There's not really any saw marks on it. So fantastic job there. If you want to take a quick screenshot, I will show it again. So jvross65@yahoo.com. And let me show you some of the slabs. Let me do that again. So if you want to get that, just make contact with him. Super, super nice guy. Hi, Star. How are you? And he'll be waiting on your emails. He sources from some of the places that we source, but he also has quite a few connections of places that we don't source from. And so that's going to be really handy for some of us. So let's show what he sent, because some of it's just absolutely fabulous. And let me get these back in here. And I might do a few free cuts outside. I have a couple other pieces that I wanted to trim up outside as well. I don't know if it'll turn into a whole cutting live. You never know. On the saw, I mean. So, bubble wrap. Fantastically packed. Came here really quick. And in no particular order. I'm just going to show these to you guys. So actually, this is the Dinosaur. The Dinosaur's really nice too. Hey, Doug, how are you? So yeah, just doing a quick intro on John Ross up in there in the chat up there. He sent me a few slabs, and I did put his email up real quick. I know Frecklecat will be in at some point. We weren't sure whether to put the email up in chat or not. Dino Bone, gorgeous stuff. He's got more of this. Great thickness on the slab, and some beautiful little gem cells in there as well. That's just a little off-cut piece, but this is a whole nice little slab with that blue in the middle. So that's going to cut up really, really nice. Not sure we're going to do that today. So this is just introducing the material. I will be cutting it and cutting different pieces over the next few weeks. And yeah. And it looks like plenty of work to do. Look at this thing. Any guesses? Doing good, Star. I saw the pigeon today. I actually, that was my evil laugh, by the way. I took one of your shorts from the other day. It is Jeremy, yes. So yeah, unicorn Jasper, really nice. Look at the shapes in this. Hey Logan, how you doing? So Logan, you're one as well. If ever you're interested in slabs, you got Mr. Ross right there. Just reach out to him. I know you see him in other chats as well, like I do. And but let me show you his cuts here. So I do not even feel a saw mark. Not that it will come with saw marks from time to time, but and the thickness on this. What is he cutting that at? Let's have a look. So yeah, Star, there was, I think you were just, you had the dark skies above the back garden, and I did an AI thing on it, and I'm going to send it to you. I know you'll find it funny, but I'm not sure you'd want me to post it. So let's see what are my slabs here. Uh-oh. Yes, it's on, so that's good. I haven't used it in a while. Let's have a look. We are at 7.5 millimeters, which is a really nice height. You know, a really nice height. That gives you enough to dome down to about 3 millimeters and about half of the dome. So that's a really great height. And I'm sure if you wanted, you could probably ask him to slab it out whatever thickness you want, as long as it's not too thin, because once it gets too thin, then obviously you're more susceptible to cracking and fractures and stuff like that. Let me show you some of the other stuff. I don't know if we're going to cut that today. We might, I don't know. I haven't zoned this stuff out yet. I'm not sure you all want to sit around while I zone it out. This piece, this one, we're changing the name on this one. I think, John, you're in the chat, so you get a closer look on it. But actually, we think this is the Aqua Neuva. Look at that up there. That's beautiful. Really nice. That's gorgeous. Look at the transitions of the colors from brighter neon-y to dark. Yep, new water. And I just put a little extra on there. I really like this stuff. This is gorgeous. So do you zone it out like a dark piece, medium dark, and lighter? Or do you take one piece up in here and zone it in there? So I haven't had these long enough where I've studied them enough where I've figured out where I want to zone them. I should show them all to you and then ask you which one you think she likes the most. That's what we'll do. So we got unicorn, Aqua Neuva. Oh God, what have we got in here? And thank you so much, John, just for the opportunity to show your slabs off. Charoite, I know a lot of you know what it is. I believe it's Russian. This almost has a polish on it. Got some chatoyancy to it. That's a really nice piece. Everybody's seen it. Definitely mask up when cutting this. Probably a full-on respirator when cutting this. Not that you shouldn't always wear a full-on respirator, but definitely when you're cutting this stuff, full-on respirator. Kind of like tiger eye. Okay, that's a charoite. And I know we all pronounce it differently. Stitch tight. One of my favorites. So this polishes up great. This matrix, we're going to see how this cuts. So obviously you put it through the saw, but when you stick it on my tile saw, it might bounce around a little bit, and we'll see if it fractures out anywhere. It is a little bit softer than some materials, and The shed, Doug. Yeah, he gets put in the shed. Stitch kite has a almost waxy feel to it. Beautiful color though, between that and the, look at that. Doo, boo, boo. This one's gorgeous too. Like, if you like any of these materials, please reach out to John soon. I imagine he's going to get quite a few orders, and he's not trying to make a huge business out of it. He wouldn't mind making a couple dollars on top of his hobby. Any guesses? Hey Susan, how are you? I guess so. So now, yeah, we just showed, what did I show? Just a couple of little pieces today. I have other Dinobone, but these are the pieces that John sent me. If you're interested in Dinobone, reach out to John Ross. He's in the chat. I'll put his email up again. So that's just an end cut. Decent cells. This one's really nice though. Bring that in. You can see the cell in there. Changes its color as it comes from the outside in. Got that nice little dot in the middle. Yeah, that's Dinobone. I'm not selling this because I'm going to cut this. Then we might do something with it, and then we might sell it. I don't know. Maybe we'll give it away. And but if you do want to look for some material, take a quick screenshot. John provided all of these. Very kind man. Very easy to get along with. Fantastic prices. And I would imagine if he didn't have the material that you were looking for, I imagine he has the ability to source it out for you if you'd like. Thanks for all those thumbs up there. Thank you. I am just so happy to be out of work today. Out of work. Got my eye on an estate sale. I think, is that it? I think that's it. All right. And then this one. Boop. Look at that. I guess I could back it up a little. I just like looking at it. So look at that. Now we're going to bring it up a little closer. Hi, Jed. How you doing today? Showing off some of John Ross's slabs today. And please reach out. So I think we can all hear Freckle Cat in the background. She just got out of school. Hi, Akira, how are you? Yeah, Kyle gets some good stuff. He really does. He gets a bit of everything. Look at the oranges in there, the drusies, and the pinkers in the middle, and the druzy in the middle there too. So which of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 do you think is Freckle Cat's favorite? So Unicorn Jasper, could be. There's a little Irish. Charoite, might even be a little Russian. Some Aqua Neuva, might be south of the border. And everybody loves a sunset. Hey, look, and number 3, this one could quite possibly be Stitch Tight. I mean, you can't go wrong with purple. Oops, lest you drop it. And then this one is cotton candy. Hey Apache, how you doing? Well, I hope you didn't crash. I mean, I hope you're talking about number 8 star. So, Freckle Cat's favorite is the cotton candy. So now, this little druzy here in the middle goes right through to the other side. So how do I zone that in? I kind of want to keep this little piece. I want to keep the druzy in there. And that's pretty big. That's a honker right there. I don't know, we might even start with that. Is that too big? I gotta watch the back of that hole. Look at the color there. So, wow. I might actually do it. So I'm wandering around with it. I might bring it in this way. Yeah, I'm thinking that look at the color over here. And no, I don't think it's a fracture. If it is, it looked like it may have healed, or it may just be part of the druzy. How do I draw this out? Let's take a pen and make an absolute mess of this. Why do I have a giant helicopter going across? I think everybody loves druzy. I don't know if necessarily like druzy ringstones are, but let's see where we can get both here. Bing, bing. That's big, and I got something like, it's big. That's big. Leaving the druzy down the bottom, hopefully. So there's something like that, and because I did it that way because it includes this color on the back here. So how close can I get to the druzy spot? Do I need to bring it out a little more? I mean, that takes a big chunk of this stone out. That takes a huge chunk of this stone out. So now I have to optimize what I have left. So we got a banana boat over here. And I may just cut, I want to keep the orange druzy together. I know that looks a little crazy, but I'm specifically trying to save this one. In fact, it looks like it was even marked up there before. See where that pencil mark came out? So I'm going to go to the outside of that, clip that off, clip this off for a small stone, banana boat this one at some point. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Call me crazy. And then we're going to do a piece of the stitch tight. And I have a few other things to chop up out there. So here's another question. Keep the quartz line in there or not? And this is more of, a cabbing question than a cutting question. You know, it'd be great to have a line through it, but that material is going to be softer. So then when you try to cab it on the wheel, it may just undercut there. And it's not the most beautiful quartz in there. It's pretty cool. Let's get close. So, So you try and keep that in there. Yeah. Can't do the whole piece as a bolo though. I could go that way. So if I went this way, when I went to cab it, and I come around this top, that's when it's going to undercut into that line. Going this way, it may be easier to dome over that line. We might think on this one. Yeah, so you could bolo it here and keep this as a cuff down here. I'm not ready to jump on that one or that one. Go back to the stitch tight. So stitch tight, let's try it up a little bit. How's everybody's week going? I'm extremely happy because this is what I do. This is my long haul for the year. I could. Al's pretty cool. Because it's a really long stretch. I don't have to. I could take some PTO time in between. But I try to stretch my time between Martin Luther King Day, which I think is usually January 11th, and Memorial, which this year is on the 21st, I think, or 20th. Maybe the 25th. And I try to do that whole stretch without taking any extra time off. And I have made it. Didn't get sick, didn't call out sick. Went to work every day, worked extra each week. So this can splinter out, not splinter, but fracture out. And we're going to go right across there. So, that's my email. If there's ever a cab or something, you have a question or something, screenshot that. That's my email. Please reach out to me. You can look in some of the older videos, older shorts. If you see something, yeah, please email me, and we will make everybody a good deal. I'm just trying to cover my costs here for right now. And then if you like this material, this is from John Ross, and that is his email right there. Not only does he source from some of the same sources that we go to, but he has a far reach and some sources that none of us know of. So please reach out to him. Boink. That's pretty much it. I might go a little bit more that way. That's two. I think we're going outside. It's gonna get noisy or a little noisier. So I've been doing boot camp. We got quite a lot of ASMR friends out there. But some of them actually like the loud ASMR, so I'm a loud ASMR channel. Oh no. I'm sure it's not the first time somebody's married a robot. I'm sure there have been marriages of people that take air to fill up. I don't know. Let's go cut these outside. All right. I got a couple of other things out there I want to do as well. Then we'll come back in and cut. Chop, chop. All right. I need my apron. There's the dirt. Different tile slabs. Fig tree. We had rain this week, so the fig tree is very happy. Who knows, maybe I'll get some good fruit on it this year. Last year didn't do very well, but the year before that was fantastic. Hi everybody, welcome in. That's nice, Susan. Yeah, it might just be. So, you know, Freckle Cat teaches, and kids, the young kids, are coming in with stuff done, you know, done with AI. I could send you one, John. I don't know how well it would do up there. You'd have to pull it in and out, and probably have a grow light. Is it this one? Not this one. I have another one around back. It is called the Maltese Falcon, and it's like one of the most expensive fig trees in the world that somebody gave me. And yeah, it's the Maltese Falcon, and I've never got any fruit off of it, so I just got a clipping, and I grew from the clipping. All right, what are we going to cut? So we're going to do the stitch tight. Going to do the cotton candy. I know you guys might think I'm crazy on this one, but it's been bugging me. It's got this little crevice right there. I could fill it in, or I could cut it, but that's a pretty small cut. And if I cut it and it falls to pieces, I'm gonna feel really shitty. Oh, bad, I mean. If it cuts right, I'm gonna feel good, and I'll probably get an extra stone right here. So still deciding on that one. All right, here comes some noise, real loud. Oh no, it's not loud because you got to plug it in. Ooh, and I did have my annual checkup today, and I will live for the next 6 months. Woohoo! Woohoo's from the crowd. All right, here we go. Let's do this. I might chop it up in a few different pieces once I get going on this one. Here comes some noise. That cut really well. John, thank you for the thickness on this. That it really counts on some of these other materials that tend to be a little softer. So a nice thick cut. That's almost probably 9 millimeters on this one, 8, and that's really helpful. Where are we going? I think we're going almost like a triangle. Almost like a triangle. See if we can get the same angle on this. I'm going to try and keep this across the top or the bottom, whichever way it's going to be. I don't know how well this darker material cuts. So I'm going to do that like this. And we should get 3 pieces out of this, I'm hoping. Okay. This one might seem a little weird, but I'm actually going to try and do like a 50-50 on the color, which I hadn't seen before that. So I need to get level with here, pretty much right down the middle. Yeah, I could do ovals. I can still do ovals out of these if I want. But I want to kind of get that 50-50 on that piece. Nice, thank you. Do we try this, or do I just back it and fill that in with dark JB World? You can have an audience. Do I cut it because of that?
Cut it.
Might just go.
I like fireworks.
Okay. Well, I'm told to cut it, and if it's fireworks, then she likes fireworks, and then you guys can't blame me. So. So. Who's coming in the chat here? Leave it big. Well, it's got a hole in the bottom. That's the fun. Yes, stitch tight. Thicker than a snicker. I think we know who says that. One of our buddies, Mr. Lapidary Dave. I'm going to go for this. So it is stabilized. I'm hoping I cut it right. I might just cut. We'll see. Let's see. Good and bad. Here you go. Good and bad. It got a little thinner than I wanted. But now I got two pieces. I'm not even going to try and break it. But I can at least get a stone out of here, maybe a stone out of here. Or I could just back, yeah, you see that crevice? That's why I did it. But it was risky for sure.
I was right.
I think I heard a "told you so" in the background. And yeah, I might still need to put something underneath this one just to, it's pretty solid. So, all right, I've been thinking about that for a week. So glad I did that. Hey everybody, welcome in. Go ahead, hit that thumbs up. That really helps. Subscribe if you'd like. It's really up to you. Lurkers, we love you lurkers anyway. I lurk a lot in other channels, so just really happy that you're here. Boop. And I go live on Thursdays around 6 o'clock and Sundays around 2 o'clock. What are you going to do, Freckle Cat's favorite? I'm a little anxious about this one. You see how I marked it up? I mean, it's pretty brutal marking up, but see how I marked it up?
No, I completely agree.
I'm trying to, because I got to watch that hole in the bottom too.
And here.
Yeah. So, yep, that's where we're going.
Don't worry, I completely agree. Totally.
I have agreement from the crowd. Now I just have to cut it correctly. All right. Here we go. This might take a little bit longer. Chat amongst yourselves. Please be polite. As polite as you can be. The moderator is moderating, but then she's also on a puppy walk. So here we go. Completely offline. John, I did not know this was this hard. This is some pretty hard material. I mean, it's got druzy and fortification lines in it, so I should have expected it. But yeah, that's pretty hard on this saw and for the thickness of this blade. But we're gonna do that. We're gonna get this. Here we go. Change your plan. I could do it on here, and it can do it, but that blade is so thin that it's starting to move a little bit, and so without that blade moving like an inch into the stone, it's getting a little too dangerous. So we're going to swap out. Now the only issue the reason I didn't do it on this one to begin with is the thickness of the blade in there. It's about maybe two times as thick as the other blade. So the kerf, if you don't know what a kerf is, it's a great new word for everybody. Kerf is what the thickness of the blade takes out of your stone or wood or whatever it is that you're cutting. So on this one, that kerf is really, really thin. It's KARF, I believe. Really thin, but as you can see, it's making me wobble off of my line. And so just for safety reasons, I'm going to come back to this saw, but that gap in there is going to take a piece of that material and make it go poof. Yeah, it just goes to rock world, rock heaven. It goes poof. So glasses. This was a surprise. If everything's going well, we may cut this at the end. It's a piece of boulder opal. I can kind of see a little bit of opal in there. I don't know if it's really showing color. I see a little bit, and we may try and cut the end of that off. Maybe. Right, so we don't want the wire going across the saw. Switch that out. Let's see if we're going. This one's really loud. Not really. But my water's not coming up. How come? I'm going to push that in a little bit. There we go. So yeah, you'd expect this one to be louder, but it's actually a much softer noise. So where are we? There we go. So I'm going to go over those lines that I've already started cutting. I did leave this out last week during the rain, which I probably shouldn't have. Hi everybody, welcome in. Let me say hi real quick. I'm not ignoring everybody. That's really good to know. So I'm kind of butchering it up, John, just to get the main piece out of it that I want. I don't like doing that normally. Thank you for the jewels up there. Who gave me the jewels? Hey Albert, welcome in. This is a rock. Rockers, rockaholics. Yeah, thank you for those gems, whoever gave them to me. Really appreciate that. I'm sorry I missed it in the chat. We will find it. And afterwards, after the live, I will reach out to you to say thank you. So, all right, let's get going on this. I'm going to do one of these. Let me just show it real quick because I forgot to take a picture. Boop. So, while everybody's there, so here everybody, even though not everybody's in the chat, but a friend here is in the chat. This is John's email. Please screenshot it. If you're looking for slabs or any other type of material, reach out to him. And if he can't take care of you, I'm sure he can find somebody that can take care of you. So that's where I got these slabs that we're working on today. And super, super nice gentleman. All right, here we go. And if anybody wonders, I can put my finger on this one. Just a sintered blade. It doesn't have any notches in it. It's a lot louder. Look at that. That's funny. I didn't even cut down that other line. And exactly where I drew that line, it fractured out. So that's good to know. So that's good planning. So anybody that was complaining about my zoning, there you go. All right, let's go. I'm gonna go from this side just so we can get up to here and I can show you the difference in the curve, hopefully. Here we go, really loud. And because I'm using a bigger blade, I'm gonna stretch out a little bit from my drawn line so that I don't screw around with the druzy here. That's the plan. was close. Okay, I'm good. I'm good. I don't know why I'm doubting myself. So you can see the difference in the kerf right there. Really thin, pretty thick. So when it got up to here, it fractured across to the other line. And thank goodness it didn't fracture across into the druzy, but I was getting close. Maybe too close. And yeah, that might turn into a little bit of a live edge. That's okay. And then we go through here. This is hard. I don't know how this is going to be hard on my wheels as well. I don't mean the saw. I mean the wheels inside. Okay. Come out a bit. Yeah, I got a little too close there. All right. Here we go. Loud noise. I think I need more water. What? A little watering can. I don't know if I got water in there. No. And I don't normally put drinking water in my saw, but somebody had left these on the side of the street. I thought they'd be handy. So there you go. I don't think I'll be drinking them. Push that in. Alright, here we go. That's better. Get lined up. Look at that. Sometimes stones or rocks decide to tell you where they want to be cut. Ready? Look at that. And that's natural. So I had a slight crack going through there. It's like something I'd use in the jail. So, hi everybody, welcome in. It's like a shiv. All right, very neat. Imagine hanging that one from your neck. Think. All right, that's those done. Now we're gonna go. A couple more things I'd like to cut. Just a tiny piece of wood, but it's mighty glossy. And I'm gonna see if I can go down the middle of this. Then we're gonna try this piece of Florida coral, and then we're gonna try that boulder opal. All right. I don't know if this is gonna work. This might just shatter. So, let me show this real quick. Uh-oh, my shiv broke. That's kind of how it was. Hi everybody. How's everybody doing? Thanks for joining. If you hit that thumbs up, that'd be fantastic. Just helps push the channel out for the day. Doesn't cost you anything. And then if you want to sub, I go live on Sundays at 2, Thursdays at 6, and then I do a bunch of shorts during the week. And yeah, would love to have you on the team. And if you're just a lurker, welcome. Let's get through this one. This one's a little thin, especially for this blade. Yeah, actually cut really nicely. I just wanted to split it in two. Those are my local crows that you can hear. There you go. Wow. That is pitch, tannin, black in the middle of that. So we'll polish that up, see how that comes up. Boop. Coral? I think we do the coral. So last time we did the coral, it turned into a beautiful butterfly. I hope this works. This is super hard stuff as well. I don't know how many millions of years this took to form, but it's quite a few, or at least a few. People go diving for it out off the coast of St. Petersburg, or St. Pete and Tampa, Sarasota, but sort of Tampa Bay, out in the bay. And it is an agatized coral from, like I said, many years ago. Let's see how we're doing. Hi everybody. Hope you're having a great Thursday evening. Rugburns okay, Susan, from time to time. Yeah, so yeah, there's thin blades, and that's why I moved over on that other piece. Even I know when to sort of, it's getting a little bit dodgy. This one I can put my finger on. There's no diamond. Well, there's a tiny bit of diamond. This is a sintered blade, and the ones you got to watch out for are, and you'll see, like, you know, wood blades, wood saw blades. They have holes in them to help throw the material out, but they definitely don't use anything that's got a notch in it, especially with a rock. Absolutely not. So, little fresh water for some saltwater coral. This is a pretty precise cut. We did well on the last one. I'm hoping we do well on this one. Let's give it a go. All right, here we go. Whew. So I'm gonna do the thick end. Well, yeah, I think I do the thick side first. And it's gonna be close because this is almost twice the size of my blade height down here. But I think hopefully it's hollow, and because it's hollow, I just need to go through the outside centimeter or ½ inch right there. All right, let's see if we can do this. Here we go. Wish me luck. We'll hit the thumbs up for luck. How about that? All right. Here we go. It's going to be loud and it may take a little while. Just turning it a little bit. There you can kind of see what I've gone through. Look how thick that. It's about as good as I can get it as far as thickness. I turned it so that I can get back on this line and hopefully go straight down the middle here. And this end, for some reason, is really, really hard. And I assume it's because it's all agatized, the whole area, and doesn't have any space. So let's finish this up. Alright, hopefully I can finish this up. A little bit more water. Eating water. You know why it's eating water? I forgot to push the tray in. That would help. Alright, let's see if I can get this. So it broke down here, and I'm going to turn it around just so you can't see it yet. It snapped right in here, right here. Wow. So I'm getting a sneak peek. You know what? No. I think I'm leaving it. I think. I might leave that as part of the specimen. There you go. I can always change my mind later on. Well, I got a peek. It's pretty fantastic. Let's back this up just a tiny bit. So it's snapped right here, but it kind of fits underneath there. See how it slides in? And let's have a look inside. Oh my goodness. Wow. Look at the troidals in there. Look at that. That's beautiful. I might even, I don't know. I almost feel like I should cab this one out. That's stunning. What a great piece that was. So we got two pieces. A couple weeks back, if you go into my shorts, you'll see the coral butterfly that we put up and we did cut. But that's beautiful. Look at that. Wow. All right. Nice. Very, very nice. Very, very happy. Let's do that one. I think we got one more, and then we're going to go inside and cut a couple of things. John did not have the fossilized coral. That was one of mine, but the stitch tight and the cotton candy was John Ross. And I got a couple more things to do. And that is, if you want to take a screenshot, and material and slabs from John Ross. Right there, there's his email. Reach out, super kind, super generous. And he cuts some amazing slabs here because I love the thickness of these slabs. Really, really easy to work with. So I forgot about one. This came in, oopsie. This came in this week. This is from Sam. Specialty Cabs and Block on Etsy. Again, Specialty Cabs and Block on Etsy. This is one of his experimental blocks. But if you gave that to most people, even the people that do, if they didn't see this black on the out, even with the black actually, most rock enthusiasts would guess that that is Veracite. It's a look-alike to Veracite, but it's not actually Veracite. I believe it's probably chemically similar or the same. I don't know if this is going to crumble out just because of the way it got to me. It seems pretty solid. So I just want to cut a slice off of it. See if I can get a slab with this nice webbing in between it. Getting close on the saw right there. You can see. So this is block material. I don't know if this is the Kush Veracite that it looks like, but it's certainly very similar. Hopefully this will cut out. Hi everybody, welcome in. Hit that thumbs up for me if you would. I hate asking actually. And subscribe, it really helps me. I'm going through boot camp with YouTube right now, vertical live boot camp, and it's pretty helpful. I don't do OBS or encoding or anything like that yet. Maybe one day I will, but to me this is still a hobby, some mental health habits for me, and I love sharing this with you guys. So let's cut this one. Sam, Specialty Cabs and Block. I don't know, this might crumble, but we've been pretty good so far. Let's give it a go. I'm going to do a pretty thick slab. Yeah, pretty thick. Sorry about that. Just needed to change my mask on there. Amazingly, right, so this is how it came to me. Little choppy, big chunk of block. I was kind of expecting it to crumble out, and it did not. And then while I was cutting, there's a little a little leftover from one of his other blocks. I don't know if that's confetti candy or what that one is, but let's have a look. You ready? So this is meant to look like Veracite. Let me know in the chat if this looks like Veracite. Oh my goodness. What do you think about that? Sam. My goodness. My goodness. Let me come around the other side of the camera here. I'm gonna have to I feel like I need to show this to somebody at a local show somehow, because I mean, a lot of you are rock hounds. Yeah, that's pretty stupendous right there. Really amazing. Sorry I haven't been in the chat, everybody. That's an amazing block right there. And he sent me some more. So yeah, you can reach out to Sam at Specialty Cabs and Block on your first purchase. After he sent it to you, try and contact him. And his daughter Hannah is putting together some amazing pieces of jewelry. Turquoise, corals, all kinds of stuff. And I got a few pieces this week. Where is it? Unfortunately, it's inside, otherwise I'd show it. But we're going to do a full day of Specialty Cabs and Block, because I have a lot of block to cut. We're going to cut a bunch of it. We're going to be on here for a long time. Not today, but we're going to be here a long time. Maybe over Memorial Weekend. And wow, I cut it really thick just in case. That's thick, but I think I can slab that out again. Really nice, really impressed. All right, look at that. Dee, dee, dee. All right, last one. Scared to do it now because everything else is done so well. This is going to be messy. I've looked at this a little bit. Well, that water's disgusting. And this is ironstone. So this is boulder opal. Sort of matrixy boulder opal. I believe it has color in there. You can kind of see the glisten in it. I don't know if you can see it glistening. That glistening is usually color or close to color. And I'm going to try and take a slab right here. So once that cuts off, it'll be something like that. Right through here, it narrows up this gap over here before I recut it for something else. And hopefully that'll give us some idea of colors in there. Whew, this one's not going to be easy either. I think I'm going to start. Does not want to sit well. I just want to put a block under here somehow. That's not it. Let me see. I want like a little shiv of some kind. Maybe not look too thick. Well, let's just try it. Let's just try it. I just got to hold it up. I've got to hold it up the whole time. And so, whew, it's going to be close. All right. So I'm a little more apprehensive on this one. A little more water just in case. This is going to get so dirty. My hands will be stained for a while. I might have to turn the hose on. All right. Here we go, people. Thank you for being here, everybody. This is the last cut outside today, and then we're going to move inside. And the sun is about to go down, so. Here we go. That's the way I'm going, right there. Yep, right there. All right, here we go. It's going to be loud. Right. Well, it must be my lucky day. So while I'm cutting this, I'm like, I need to send this stuff to John. I don't know if he'd do any boulder opal. It is messy stuff, but I got through about that far, and then it splintered, fractured all the way down here, kind of right down the line that I wanted to go to. So that's great. Let's see if we got any color. Come on, please. Oh, no. No. I don't see any color in there. Or at least it's not showing up right away. Oh, there is some. Okay. There's a little bit. So it's actually really good color if I can find it. I don't know if you can see that right there. So there is color in this stone. It just wasn't in the piece that I took off. But it does go through. So now I've got to find the rest of it. Okay. Look at this. So in here as well, on the other side, I got color in here and color in there. All right. Well, this is looking better than I thought. Much better than I thought. Look at that. Can you see that flash? Okay, this is the first piece of this material that I've cut, that I've actually got some really nice color in there. Look at that. And that's flashy in there. Look at that. All right. That's fantastic. What? Who gave all those rubies? You guys are fantastic. Oh, I'm going to have to put a little short together for you guys. Thank you so much. That's so kind. It really helps. If you don't know how to do gems and that kind of stuff, I believe down the bottom it's got like the little gift icon, and you press that. You don't spend anything right away, and then it sends you into where you can purchase from Google. And I think for $9.99 you get 700. If you do like 50, and you don't have to just give them to me. You can give them to anybody that you watch across the whole platform. And I think it's like a penny a jewel. So all that helps. Look at that. I'm so happy. Now, I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna continue to cut that. I need to look at it some more and see if there's somewhere or some way that I need to cut it to get more of the opal out of it. But that is a fantastic start. Really fantastic. Just cabbing out that top piece right there. That's going to be beautiful. All right, I think we're moving inside. What are we going to take? We're going to take the stitch tight end. Yeah, take the stitch tight end. Boulder opal comes another time. The Veracite's going to be a different time. And very happy with this. And then there's a few stones that I want to get finished up in there. And if we get time, we'll finish them up. So I'm going to take a little piece of the, I don't know if that's going to break right there. Yep. All right. So finding little fractures. That's natural though, so I'm going to have to try and get that beautiful orange in there and get that out. All right, let's head inside. Let's change masks. Take that in with me. All right, hopefully I can pull you out without losing you. Good thing I was wearing a mask, because if you guys could see the phone screen. Hello. Plenty of lizards. Thank goodness Toby hasn't chased any lizards yet. Jed, I did already. I sent one the other day. Unless you want me to send another one. But yes, thank you. I did send it. And I sent it to the same email that you were nice enough to send to me the last time. All right, we are going in. Hi, everybody. Welcome in. Thank you for sticking around. I am, Bob. I am actually a Rolling Stone. You don't know that, though. Yep. So, better than chasing the dragon? Yes, it is, Cheryl, for sure. You could chase a rainbow. I haven't been successful on that. But Freckle Cat, she was out at school maybe a month or two ago. And not only did she get the rainbow that forms around the sun sometimes, but then there was a regular rainbow underneath that. So it was a regular rainbow, and then on top of that was the sun with a rainbow around it. It was pretty phenomenal, actually. So, all my friends are here. Candy, was that you? I'm sure you probably sent something too. So thank you. Yeah, check out Candy's channel as well. Star Winters, one of my favorites. Love her pigeons. The cat. And her garden. So the garden's fabulous too, up in the north of England. And yeah, we get to see a little bit of the local nature up there. And then please check out John Ross. John, thank you. I'm going to get into cutting some of these, cutting them, shaping them. I'm going to do a piece of stitch tight real quick. I'm going to do the one that sort of had the change in color at the top. It seemed to hold. I thought this might be softer up here, but it held together pretty well. And we're going to do that. I got some other cabs that we need to finish. Let me wipe off your faces real quick. Doo-doo-doo. And this one should be fairly quick because it's not too hot. Yeah, it does, not an endorsement. Just buy one, get one. Susan, you may have had the same thing. a couple of weeks ago. All right, here we go. Yeah, I did a piece of amethyst just to see if it would cab out. It was like broken pieces, broken points. It kept out pretty good. It is very hard stuff. So here we go. All right. I can fill this with water 2 days ago and it's already down. It is getting hot around here. Like really hot. I've been really fortunate, Candy. So I'm gonna go try out North Star. If you don't know North Star Danes, she also does some lapidary work and sells her cabs on Facebook and Etsy. I think it's North Star Rocking It on Etsy. Gonna round that tip out a little bit. I don't know why I chose a big stone to start with, but get a little extra light down in here. Ooh, my screen's a mess. Let me wipe my screen off. Which is why I was wearing a mask. Very dusty out there today. There we go. Alright, now I can see you guys. I don't know which side we'd like better. I kind of like that side. I like... Really? Sorry about that. Getting attacked. I don't know if anybody's been attacked by a calibrator before. That's a first for me. Alright. I actually like, what side? I like this side. Side A or side B? How to do a pull. Alright, for some reason interesting. I can't get to where I need to get to. That's okay. So no pole. A or B. How are you doing, 5002? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, not a hard on this one today. B-Mac. Another day. It is another day, but it was one day closer to me getting time off. I mean, it's still one day less, but one day, yeah. I got time off coming. I'm going to start rounding this off quite a bit. Might even get a fishing day in finally. Yeah, I mean, so I go from January 11th to Memorial Day without a day off if I can, and that builds up all my PTO. I mean, I'm fortunate enough to be able to get vacation time. Not everybody gets that, so I'm very grateful for that. It's nothing like, it's not terrible. I've been there long enough that I get like 4 hours a week, something like that. So now I've got enough built up. What are we going to do here? Am I going to round that just a little bit? I think so. Or maybe I'll come further down. I'm coming further down. Other way. I do not live in Tampa. If I lived in Tampa, Susan, I would be diving out in the bay to go find my own negatized coral. Where the manatees are. We did manage to see the manatees this year, but it was a pretty miserable year for them. Pushing sides on me. We had to drive around all over the place this year to find them. We didn't go down to Crystal River. I did not know they found opal, and I mean, I know they could find it in Sarasota on, like, what is it, 5th Avenue? Or the equivalent of 5th Avenue in Sarasota. I know they found opal in Louisiana. Now, is it just common opal or is it color change opal, Susan? Now, I can tell you I bought most of my opal from a gentleman down in between Tampa and Sarasota. All right, am I talking too much? I'm missing my shape here. I'm going to do the girdle on this. Are you, we were just joking, Susan, about some of the names of the rivers around here. I don't know where we're going to go on Memorial Weekend, but there's the Who's the Coochie? There's some, they're funny to say, they're not necessarily funny because they are, I think, native. Yeah, there's some funny names of the rivers and creeks around here. Good enough. As you can see, it's pretty soft. You can hear that it's pretty soft. So I'm not pressing very hard on this wheel. I'm just getting a general shape, and then we'll go over. So I think we're moving over already. Hi everybody, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Me too, John. So I took the day before, what is it, Thursday I think I took off. That's the first day I'm taking off. So I'll get Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I'm hoping the weather's going to be decent, so we can at least get out of the house and maybe go to one of those local rivers that we haven't been to in a while. Everybody, this material came from John Ross in the chat there. If you are interested in slabs and material, you don't have to hit thumbs up or subscribe. Just reach out to him, take a quick screenshot. That is where you can reach him. And if ever you see something that I'm cabbing or that you'd be interested in, you can always reach out to me. And everything's for sale, pretty much. Not 100%. A lot of things are for sale. But yeah, just reach out to me on my email. So John Ross is the slab guy, and I'm the cab guy. And who knows, maybe I'll do some silversmithing too. Maybe that's what I need to do over Memorial. I need to make a piece. Maybe that's a plan right there. Yeah, if I don't make a piece over Memorial Weekend, then subscribe. If I make a piece, then you don't have to subscribe. Alright, so this is really soft. I'm actually moving over to the next one. Sorry, I keep catching the phone with my apron. Sugilite's beautiful. Especially if you can get that gem grade sugilite. I'm going to do a quick run around on the bottom here, take that sharp edge off. Sugilite is gorgeous. I have a few little pieces of sugilite. So I think they would have to be married with another stone for me to set it. So yeah, sugilite, I love sugilite. My sister-in-law comes from South Africa. Pretty close to where they get it, but she can't even get it herself right now. So she's from South Africa, but really of, I think, Indian descent originally. Alright, John, guess what? The chatoyance is starting to come out. So as I'm rolling this into a dome, it's starting to show a little bit of chatoyance in here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Not really showing up on the camera there. Alright, Candy? I get first dibs, Candy. I mean, I've seen some really nice sugilite locally, but they've had it for quite a long time. I'm always looking at estate sales for while everybody else is chasing around toys and paintings and silverware and the tools in the garage. I'm looking for rock specimens that everybody walks by. Talking of, so there is an estate sale going on right now locally, and I've never made it to Santa Fe. I'm gonna make a trip eventually, but estate sale, that's what it is. So I saw in the estate sale that the lady had a lot of stuff from Tibet, and I guess they did a lot of travels over to India and a little bit to China and through the mountains, and so they had some nice Tibetan pieces and some really cheap knockoff stuff. But they had these pendants of turquoise with really crappy metal around them, and like a bail on double bailed on one side and a bail on the other side. I'm not sure if maybe it used to be a necklace, but all the pieces were in a box, and they were asking me how much. I didn't get to see it, and eventually they pulled it from the sale that started today, and I get to go see it after the sale's done, I think. So I don't think the metal work is worth anything, but I'm wondering if the pieces of turquoise that are in there, because it's not that easy to get Tibetan turquoise anymore. Not good stuff. And so I'm hoping. So we're going to do some experiments with it. I hope if I get a hold of it. If I don't get a hold of it, I won't be showing you guys. But I'm hoping to get it, be able to pull it out of the setting, see if we can cut it, and it's stable. And then if it's not stable, we might try stabilizing it ourselves, because it does have really nice little pops of florets, like turquoise florets. So that'll be interesting. Alright, so this is pretty much taking shape. It has started to show some chatoyance, which I didn't know if it was going to. Not all stitch tight has chatoyance to it. And a lot of times when you get stitch tight, you won't get the whole stone like this. You'll get sort of a light browny gold matrix with little lightning bolts through it, almost like a boulder opal. Yeah, we'll see. This stuff wasn't howlite. I mean, I know there's a lot of howlite out there, especially the stuff that you see like on the selling platforms. Let me put it that way. And a lot of people are cutting howlite again, just as howlite. It's not quite like white buffalo, but it's pretty close. I know I might they'll come get me in the middle of the night for saying that. But you know, it's the same with like a wild horse jasper. I love some of the wild horse jasper. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Pretty good. So that's that wheel to the third wheel. What are we going to go to? Let's try this. I'm going to try this small piece of the cotton candy. It already fractured out this piece, and it might just be my saw. Can we get a good here, maybe? So this. See that? There's that line going through there. It's part of the druzy pocket. It goes through there to that druzy pocket. I don't know if that's going to hold, or if we just get something tiny out of here. Let's give it a go. Oh, I guess I could probably show this. So let's do one of those. We'll do that again later. So yeah, YouTube took away clips I don't know if anybody else is able to do clips anymore, but they used to have the little feature at the bottom, especially with your own videos, where you could take a clip and you could make that clip 1 minute, 2 minutes, however long you wanted. Now you can only do a remix, and a remix is 15 seconds. All right, let's see how this cuts. This is an 80 grit wheel, well-worn 80 grit. And hi everybody, thank you so much for being here. Yeah, it might be. Yeah, it might have something in here. I'm waiting for Jed to find me a piece of turquoise with gold in it. That is pretty soft right there. So the milkier color, this lighter color, has not really been fortified. And I wonder if that crack is the crack that goes through. So this is just to get an idea, because then I know what to expect, what to avoid when I'm trying to cut this other piece. Yeah, that's what I want, Candy. I'll let you have the sujolite. It got harder again right there. Hard, but definitely cuttable. Ooh, look what I see. Let's see. I wonder. Let me see if I can do something here. There is like a sandy matrix in certain spots on here. There we go. Thank you for those thumbs up. That really helps. So part of why I do this is, well, it's kind of good for my own mental health. It gets your mind out of the spaces that you don't want to be in. And we were doing fruit camp the other day and doing little group chats where we sort of chatted and compared tips and tricks and stuff like that. Young lady in there called Johanna Dinsdale. I think she's up in Canada, but pretty funny. And she does things from mental health to hypnosis to doing collabs with other people. And I just thought I'd give a quick shout out to her. Another gentleman from over there that has been really interesting is Rocket G. Rocket like NASA and G like G-Force. All spot. Yeah, so there's a good example of that. forget what mine it was. It's not the computer. It's not Levette. It's not Vermilion Gold. Maybe I'll think about it in a minute. So here all I'm trying to do, I don't know whether we should keep the druzy in there or not. It'll be hard to set. Could be wire wrapped, maybe. Let's see. It's a good little tester. Yeah, I forget what Canadian gold mine they took over in Mexico. Bringing this down to 45 to the dome, so 45 to the edge of the girdle. Girdle I'm leaving at about 4 or 5 millimeters. And I'm going to try, I don't know if that's going to work. I'm going to leave it in for right now. It's a little funky. But I could always just set it up top. Do a 30. If anybody has any requests or suggestions of lives that I should do during the 5 days off for Memorial Weekend, I'm going to do a couple of regular lives that I do, stones. I have mentioned maybe doing a silversmithing one, so yeah, if you want to see a super novice silversmiths burn the house down, definitely come to the silversmithing live. And then we might take a little adventure, and I'd love to take you along on a little adventure locally. Show you some of the cool stuff that we have local, nature-wise and fishing-wise and spring-wise. Some really nice stuff around here. Alright, let's move over. He talks. Alright. We haven't seen Steve, so will somebody hit the clicker? Hit the clicker. Or the little dinner bell. Steven, I hope you're doing alright. Going around the top of the dome. Throwing the tool out. We're going from the middle and pulling it out to the edge. This way, so this area is harder than this area, so I can change how hard I'm pushing up on the wheel to try and make sure that I'm not undercutting on that soft side. Doesn't always work, but I'm pretty good at it. A little funky on the shape. I think I'm taking the corner off. The corner's coming off. Just blends it a little bit better. So I went back a wheel, just quicker, and I can bring down that dome back down to the original girdle. There we go. Just like that. We are live again. I like when Steve comes in. He's got quite a sense of humor. I see him a lot in other people's chats. So, if you're into jewelry and you like native or even vintage silver, sterling, gold, my jewelry addiction is a great channel to watch, Tanya. Please say hi from me if you ever go in. Kirsten over at Kirsten Red Sale, Red Resale I should say. Her channel's doing fantastic, and she's like the silver goddess out in Arizona. I mean, if you want like silver cuffs and heavy, old school heavy texco and native silver, that's the place to go. And then also Wendy Wolfwalker, or Wolfwalker Collectibles. She has quite a lot of experience. She had her own trade store for, I don't know, 20, 30 years, maybe a bit longer. Wrote a book or two about it. And she goes on every Sunday night. And it's Jason Adams, who's probably on right now. Definitely take your sense of humor with you. And remember who you are. But yeah, pop into his live and say hi from the RocksAlot. It's him and his partner Jeremy, but he has a vast knowledge of jewelry and artwork and antiques, and it's interesting to watch educationally, even if you don't join him. And then last and not least, but one of my favorites is Jody's Jewels, and I can watch her for about 3 minutes, and she has me smiling again just because of her enthusiasm as she's going along with herself. She's just always happy. Even if she's having surgery, she's happy. So, I get good vibes from that lady. And there's a few others, and I mention them. All right. Yeah, you have to get it to a point, Candy, and you got to switch. Because if you're doing, like I'm switching now, if you're doing agate on a hard wheel, it'll get you to a certain point. It'll leave facets though. And if you try to get all those facets out, for me anyway, if I try to get all these facets out, there's really not many of them left because I did a pretty good dome on it. But if I try to get them out on that metal, I'm just going to make another facet and then have to go back, and it goes round and round in circles. Mr. Doug. So, Has Tog turned into train? I don't know if I was in the chat when Tog became train. I remember back in the day when he was that opal guy and then eventually turned to Tog, but it was a long time before people called him Tog. I am SRA to Tog. Funny how we all just get abbreviated down to letters and numbers. And then also, if you're undercutting, you're pressing too hard, Candy. It's not easy. It's not easy. I get it wrong all the time. But you can see down here, I'm trying not to go into that druzy down there. So I've got a sharp edge right here, and I don't want to touch that sharp edge. So I'm trying to miss that sharp edge as I'm doing this dome. And yet at the same time, still make it seem like that dome would have gone into that little druzy pocket. Beautiful colors on here, John. Mr. Ross. This came from some of John Ross's material. So jvross65 at yahoo.com if you are looking for slabs or maybe even chunks of material. Who knows? If you send him some stuff, he may even slab it up for you. Obviously at a cost, and it depends on the material. And I imagine you would have to pay for the, don't quote me on this, but you probably have to pay for the shipping there and the shipping back. Alright, oh, don't want to get into that pocket. And some, you know what, Candy, some of these, you will undercut whatever you do. Like there's some agates that you'll undercut, you can't do anything about it. The material that is between the fortifications is just so much softer, especially when you have like really tight lines. It's hard not to undercut. Boulder opal's the same. Boulder opal's easy to undercut. Alright, I think I'm pretty happy with that. What do you think? I mean, it's a tester, but I'm pretty happy as a tester. Oops, ow, sorry. That's a pretty good tester right there. Alright, what are we going to do? So that's that one done. We're going to do some more of John's some other time. So this was the Idaho sunset. This is a chunker of a piece, and that's going to take us a while. I haven't decided which way to cut that yet. I'm gonna let this straight from Georgia. I'm gonna let that sit in my head for a little bit, and bounce around. I got a few things bouncing around my brain right now. I like that John said to try and keep that line in there, but like Candy was saying, so it's really easy for me to undercut that quartz going through the middle, like it's already got. So we'll see on that one. That's gorgeous. So look at the color. Wowsy, wow. Yeah, that one's beautiful. So that's a John Ross. We have a John Ross for slabs, and I'm the Bob Ross, the English Bob Ross of lapidary. But look at the colors in this one. This is Aqua Neuva, and this is from Chihuahua, Mexico. Pretty stuff. Look at the really brights in there. I like how a few of these brights end up in the dark up here. So, gotta figure that one out. No, this is not from, I mean, it may have been sourced from Dave a little bit, but John Ross has his own sources as well. And I'm sorry I'm getting it wet, but yeah, jvross65@yahoo.com. Reach out to him, Candy. He has some nice material that he slabbed up. So he's doing the slabbing, John is, not Dave. And that's just a really nice piece of charoite. Alright. And then of course we got the unicorn Jasper, which we'll cut at another time too. Alright, I have a couple pieces that I want to finish up. Probably not the two we just did. I want to finish up the Laverde Mexico turquoise that I did last week. Last Sunday. I want to see if there's a crack in it or not. So, let's bring out, we're probably going to do that one. I am soaking this stitch tight. I like to soak it for a while just to make sure that it's going to hold together when it dries back out. Nothing to do with John, more to do with the material. I have so much stuff to do. I need to finish this one. And well, that's going to have to wait. I got to figure out if that's galena or not. And I think I wore gloves for most of the period that I cut it, but I definitely have to be more careful about what type of metals that I'm cutting when I'm cutting turquoise. Oh, I want to do this one. So that's another agate. That agate. And where is my piece of... These are some of the ones that we've done over the last few weeks that need finishing up. So I got a lot to finish up. I'd really like to bring you all along. So just to finish them up, let's have a look at this. So somewhere right here, we took out a crack, and it's still kind of there. Very slight. I don't know if you can see it. It's only me that can see it. It's not coming down the side. So I'm wondering if it's actually a healed fracture that goes across there. And we're going to do that. Yeah, he helps me out too. Yeah. So there's a company, John, there's a company that I watch. It's a mining company. It's out of Australia. It's called Anson Resources. It's a penny stock. But they bought an old mining area in, I think it's in Utah. Then they do two things. They are mining for lithium, but the manner that they're mining for lithium is much different from what other miners do. They have taken old oil drill wells that were not successful, so they were dry wells that have been capped off, and then they go down through that old drilling well and then poke holes in the side of the pipe. And they poke holes in the aquifer, and then the old aquifer that's down 2,000-3,000 feet, or I think it's feet, which we don't tap for water or anything like that. It's too poisonous to drink. But it is an old brine well that's underneath the Paradox Basin, I think, in Utah. And anyway, that company just started retesting the Yellow Cat uranium mine out there. So yeah, that penny stock just went up. I don't think they found anything. I'm not even sure why it went up 50% this week. But yeah, it's a penny stock, so expect to lose all your money. But it's really interesting to see the history out there. Yeah, this piece came out fabulous. It's polishing, and I've only taken it to the 280 soft. So I'm gonna try and finish that up a little bit today too. John, what's the best polish for stitch type? There's a question. Is it Zam? Oh, see, I don't have to do that anymore because I've got a flat lap on the end. Turn around. Just following over the surfaces that I've already done. This is the 600 grit Neuva from Diamond Pacific. So even if you get a different machine, many people say, not all, but many people say that you should still change your wheels to Diamond Pacific Novas. Not all, some, most. And they are very expensive. A cleaner wallet, dog, or a keener wallet? Yeah. This is just a really classy dark purple to it. You don't get stitch tight like this very much. Like I said, normally it's just sort of in the fractures and cracks in a matrix where it seeps down into. So this is beautiful. And actually with the webbing on here, it looks really fantastic too. Well, you might, it's not a bad stock to be into right now, you know, because there may be a mad rush for the, the ramen aisle during the summertime. Let's get this end correctly. I don't want to press too hard, because as it thins out on that tip up here, it's much easier to just take off that material off the top. So, gotta be careful. Yeah, I just get a thing of celery salt and hot water. Use my tea bag 6 times. And then I have to open up the tea bags and use the paper for tissue. I recycle the staple. If we're recycling staples, that's going to be really bad. Alright, let me move over. This is actually going really quick. Get a little bit in there. There we go. Well, I don't know. It works with some soft materials, so it works really well with a phosphate. And I've done it before, I think it works well. I think it goes well. We'll test it. But if it doesn't work well, then I just come back to the 3000 and take off the surface. Very happy with it. Look at that. Oh, it's nice. Let's do a quick dry test. Oh yeah. So that's on the 3000. I don't see any scratches. Actually looks pretty good. Even if I say so myself. Alright, let's put that one up top. And let's do the turquoise. Yeah, let's do the turquoise because it should be quicker. I don't think it's a crack. It doesn't feel like a crack. I think it's just part of the formation. So 3 wheels on this one, shouldn't take long. Thank you all for being here. If you wouldn't mind hitting the thumbs up, we're almost to 100. Not often we get to 100. For whatever reason, it helps my weekend go better. And we'll be back on Sunday. And I don't know what, yeah, we'll probably be on time Sunday. People like to change my schedule on Sundays, and I don't mean like close family, I mean like friends. So, yeah, I'll be on at 2 o'clock on Sunday. I'll have a few pieces to cut. I'm going to look at that boulder opal and what we need to do with that boulder opal. So I'm going to have, over the Memorial Weekend, I'm going to probably come on alive a couple of times. One of them I'd like to do Sam's block. So especially cabs and block. Even if we just cut up some of the blocks that I have to prep up for another live after that. But if I'm going to do that, I might as well put on the whole shebang and cut up some more of the boulder opal. Just because both of them can be messy. So the black acrylic stuff, sands can be a little messy. Not so much on the saw, but more when I'm cutting it sometimes. But the outcome is fabulous. I mean, just some of the block stuff that I've cut takes a polish like better than any phosphate. And it does really, really well with Xanthi. Alright. Just going around. Making sure that girdle's good. On the 1200, it really doesn't take much off. See what I mean? It's not a crack. It's just, I think it's part of the formation. In fact, it's gone a lot lighter, so it's not. Let's see if we can get this. Come on. Sorry, I'm blowing this up in your face. Yeah, it's just, it actually goes around now, so it's crack. Just part of the formation, so that's good. Boop. Hi everybody, welcome in. I hope you had a great day. Hope you got your dinner. Just cutting some turquoise. This is Lavera in Mexico. And I bought this off another platform, and I would say, I'm trying to think of the name of the company, and I can't think of it off the top of my head, but I'm actually really happy with the material that I got. It is stabilized, but the variations of greens and blues that I got, I'm actually super happy. Now maybe they're just trying to suck me in because it's my first purchase, but I think out of a pound, which cost me like $100, there's maybe 2 pieces that are a little bland. But the rest of it's been pretty striking and unique. June and the Blue Forest. I'd love to see some of the pieces you come out with. Oh. Can you even see what I'm doing? No. Going under the 3000. Back you away a little bit. Come on. No, I'm going to be sideways a little bit. Is that some heavy digging though, Doug? How's the digging on that? I imagine that's some pretty heavy stuff. Yeah, Star, this is a really nice sort of rich, dark, bluey green. And then I like the color of the skin or the matrix on this too. Really nice. Alright. I'm going to do the agate, and then we will go to polish. Then I'm going to go eat. Make sure it's flat. It's a little off of flat, so I'm going to come on the end here. You might see me. I'm just going to use my squirty bottle on the end. You can't really see it, sorry. But I have this plate right here, and this actually has, I think it's a 180 on there right now. And it's a flat lap. And it will just help me straighten out the back a little bit. Sure. It could be for sale still. I will email you if you'd like. It's a pretty piece. So it does have just a little bit of a cavern in the back, right there. Doesn't affect the stone. In fact, after I've done this, I got to go around the edge right here, but this does have a little, tiny little cavern right there too, little crevice. Ooh, alien one. I'll have to get it back out. I think it's in the cabinet. But yeah, we can definitely chat about that, and I'll email you. Alright, so that flattens out the back really nicely. And now what I'm going to go back one wheel, because now that I've flattened it out again, that bottom edge is a little too sharp. We're going to go back to the 600 real quick, and I'm just going to go around the bottom here like this. The water would help. Just real quick. It's turquoise, so the edge will come off pretty quick. Kind of like at a very small 45. And let's see what we got. And then you can hardly even notice it, but you can see it took the sharpness away. One more time from this edge. Oops. Really nice. So yeah, that little bit there goes into the big one, but it's really so low down on the setting there still. And then you get a little bit of angle. Really nice. And that one is ready for Zam. Pretty nice shape too. Alright, let's do a quick dry test on that. Oop. I'm going to do it a little bit more. Couple of little areas I want to get down. I'm only doing it because I can. Like some turquoise pieces, if you try to get everything out, you'll end up with nothing. So like you said, Star, it adds character to the surface. But with this one in particular, I can actually take most of that out. Not that you could see it, I could see it. And I can tell you, like I have a few bags that I haven't put into my Riker display yet that I, in second look, have a few little things that I'm not happy with that I'm going to come back and try and fix. And hopefully I don't screw them up while I do it. But those I like to do really late at night if I can't sleep properly. Maybe it's being a little anal about it, but it's funny, I'm not OCD about anything else in my life except for maybe making stones look better than they are. ADHD, whatever you want to call it. I think that's not a bad thing when it comes to lapidary. Alright, that's nice. That's gorgeous, actually. Alright. I don't know if we're going to do this one. We'll do it. Why not? I'm going to do it really quick. I don't really have to take much off the surface. I don't really have to touch the metal. I'm pretty much finished right there. Pull it out. So, anybody in the chat? So, I picked up a little jar today that had some specimens in it. It almost looks like an old opal jar, but it's not opal. And it was pyrite in there. There was some bit of galena in there, and then there was sort of that multicolored metal stone. I mean, blues, greens, golds, and I guess it comes with pyrite. I'd never seen it directly on pyrite blocks. Does anybody remember the name of that stone? I don't have it in front of me. It's almost like the one that they, melt and dip into the pot. Which one, Doug? I'm sorry. This one? This one I believe is spoken for. This one is up for grabs. I'm actually leaving, that's part of the stone in there. I'm leaving it in there. And it also got this special little needles in here too. It's a really neat stone. Well, I'll get with Star, Doug, and if that doesn't work, I will reach out to you. But Doug, shoot me an email anyway, just so I have it. That would be great. Let's see, where are we? That's my email. And anybody that sees stuff during a live, you're quite welcome to reach out to me. Or even if it's not about the stuff in the live and you have questions about something else, you're always welcome to reach me too. So RocksAlot at outlook.com. And then the slabs that we were doing today, and we will be doing in the future, with jvross65 at yahoo.com. So that's John Ross there in the chat. And this is me, Sir RocksAlot. So RocksAlot at outlook.com. I know. I'll get that, Chad. I will. It's going to go right across here. Okay. Or maybe on my lamp. Or I could just tattoo it right here. That's a good idea. I'll just tattoo it right there. I've been selling a few pieces here and there. It's good, really. It is good. Yeah. I know. Jed, I'm gonna write to you on Father's Day. You're right. And so in my little PayPal balance, the only thing I'm keeping in there is any money that comes from YouTube and the sales of the stones. I don't know if I should be including my estate sale stuff or I should keep that separate. I did pretty well at estate sales from time to time. And really I've been gathering stuff from estate sales so that when I retire, which isn't quite yet, that will be my hobby and also some of my income. I have a pretty good eye. Yes, it's very similar to bismuth, John, but it's not bismuth. It's actually found in nature this way. But I did think about taking pyrite blocks and dipping them in bismuth. No, I saw it, John. I sent you one the other day. I don't know if you saw that one. So you said last live, I think, to send you a quick little invoice, and I did that yesterday or the day before. I don't know if you've seen it yet. I sent it to the same email that you were nice enough to send the last one from. So, if not, I'll get with you. Oh, okay. Thank you. All right, and 100 thumbs up at the same time. So there's a little tiny saw mark on this, and I'm going down the end there. Get my squirty bottle. Looks like Toby peeing on the wheel. Oh, there it is. I'm just going to flatten this out and get rid of that saw mark. So it was Ryan Washella, who kept suggesting to use a flat lap. Well, now that I have one, I wish I'd listened to him sooner. And Jed, I know it's the same thing too. I should have my name up there, and once I put it up there, I'm going to be thanking you for sure. Yeah, we could do that. I don't know how stuff sells over there, Star. Like, I know you got some really nice, neat stuff. Like, stuff from the 80s, 70s, 60s, a few antiques in there. And it used to be you could take them to the local market and sell them, but now you can't do that. I don't know, things have changed a little bit since I was there. So I would assume you probably have to sell it on eBay or something similar. What? Wow. Okay, Doug, thank you. Yeah, it's pretty. I'm just tidying up the back a little bit. And if you want to email me, that'd be great as well. So thank you, Doug. Clinging, there it goes. There she goes. Sorry, I'm off camera a little bit. There it goes. Okay. There we go. Just wanted to get that off. You know, sometimes there's lines that you can't see, but you can feel. Yeah, everybody hit that thumbs up for Doug right there, if you wouldn't mind. Very kind. John, we're semi on top of things. Yeah, this is a pretty piece. This was actually, Doug, so you know, this was part of the Nakazari. That came from Ray Castella. It's got the metal on one side here, and then that chunker here, and it sits really nice next to the outcrop. And it's got these little pins up here. It's actually a really neat piece. And then with the water webbing too, it's a really nice piece. Try and not make it disappear. I like these little needles. Just gives it something different that not too many pieces of turquoise that I know of or have those little needles in them. Alright, so just going over my girdle, making sure it's a good angle. pretty. All right. Sorry, I moved over. Alright, we're going to try and do this agate. Really, I just have to go across the top face. And then we'll put polish on these. So this one I'm going to polish around here without actually touching into the little cavern right there. See, now you've said that you like it, Doug, I start trying to perfect it. Better watch myself. Okay. Super nice. Get a quick picture of that one. That's going to polish up great. Alright, that's done, that's done. Last one. Let's do a quick stretch. Alright. So, I have never tried cutting standing up. I'm working on something to have that ability. This is just, it's gorgeous the way it is. Alright. I'm going to do the back a little bit. Just to do it. Got a little pocket right there. This is stick agate, most likely from Ankara in Turkey, I believe. Oh, hard stuff. And this one, out of all the pieces, I think I might get another piece or two out of the material that I have. But this one, the face is almost perfect in that it's almost completely solid all the way across. A lot of times you'll get stick agates and it druses around these sticks. It does have it a little bit on this one, I think. But, yeah, this piece is the first piece of stick agate I've ever cut. And really, I've got a really good shape on it already. I have no facets in it that I could find. So really, it's just going over the face. And it doesn't have to be necessarily, well, it is evenly, but it's not, 600 is not going to take much of this agate away. All it's going to do is give it a really nice polish. I don't even think I'm going to put it on the cerium. I think it's going to have a fantastic polish at the 3000. Alright, Scar. We'll chat about him for sure. Now, are you calling this one the alien or the other alien? You mean the alien? This one's gorgeous too. This is a big piece. Not taking much up at all. I say that and then I did that on the corner. I'm actually pressing pretty hard. Agates are really rough on the wheels. They're hard. The wheels are soft. The diamonds are in the resin, so they kind of act up against each other. Alright, I think we're good with that. I'm spending a little longer on the 600. So I want these next two wheels to really give it a good polish. I think we're pretty good on this one. Yeah, very cool, John. Had a lot of people in, John. I think they came to see your slabs. You know, I put that little short out, which is something they said in boot camp, put a little short out before you do the live. It's worked and it hasn't worked, so I'm still not sure. Well, it's funny, so my regular shorts get somewhere between like, I don't know, 800 and 1200 views. And then people watch them later on when I'm not really looking. So some people have come in and new to the channel and have gone back and watched some of the older videos. I've definitely grown from when I first started, both in my editing and content. And but you know, somewhere between, I don't know, maybe 700 and 1200 is pretty normal. So then I put up a short to remind everybody that I'm coming on live today, and it ends up getting like 250 in the first 12 hours and maybe 500 by the time we went on. So I don't know the difference in that kind of stuff and why that happens. Hey, Saul. Welcome in, Saul. I love that you've been showing the ARZE rock hounding agates. The agates they have are amazing. I have one piece of jewelry, so I don't know if she was happy to give it away. But I know it was in her personal collection, and it's up on my shelf where I sit in the living room, and it sits behind me, and I should polish the face. Because it's a big chunky piece, and it's just everything that they find out there is in this piece. It's a beautiful piece. Huh. What are they double dipping? Hey H, how you doing? Frozen grapes, welcome in. He seems to be doing alright. I haven't met him, I haven't seen him in person. As like the rest of us, we have our ups and downs. And I think he's doing pretty well right now. You should give him a call and ask. Yeah, he's up to, I don't know what he's at right now. He's at like 63, 4, 5,000. Been doing a lot of sales. He's been helping out a lot of people with their materials and their self-mined materials. So McKay, Age, Tim, Sean, Dupuy, Mojave Dave, Sam, especially Captain Block. Who else? I'm missing somebody, I'm sure. But yeah, he's been doing a lot of what he doesn't like doing, which is sales. I don't know if they're growing on him or he's just getting better at them. And I have seen him doing some music locally, so doing some busking out there, and I think he's in Taos. Yeah, I'm still waiting for mine, Jed. I'm not in a rush. I got plenty of material to cut. And we got plenty, oh my goodness, look at that. And that's just to the 1200. Woo-hoo! This is looking good. Star, this is a pretty special piece. I'm gonna have to see if I can replace it with one for myself as well. Wow. So all that heavy work that we did last Sunday on this piece is really paying off. I don't do agates often because they are pretty hard on the wheels, but if you do them properly, they can really come out with just a beautiful shine, even on a Genie. And that's just because it's such a hard material. Alright. Oh my goodness, we're almost at 3 hours, people. I really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Alright, I'm almost getting to one-handing it, which is dangerous. Not so much for me, but for the stones, because they'll go flying. Get in the back a little bit. Not going to be a perfect back. We're doing well. I got $10 in super chats. Thank you, Judge. Thank you everybody who gave gems and rubies. I really appreciate it. I will be reaching out to those just to say thank you. I am able to do that afterwards. We were a little busy outside when we were on the saw. Thank you all for those thumbs up. And we are almost going to the final polish here. I'm actually pressing pretty hard. This is a 3000 grit. And Candy, if you're still there, I don't know. We'll see if there's any undercutting to the stone that I couldn't do anything about, because we were talking about that earlier. And if it is, it's going to be very slight, but I may be able to explain what I was talking about. And I'm just getting the bottom bevel done and polished. Feeling everything. A little tiny one, but that's part of a stick. Wow. This is very nice. Final do-over on the girdle, and then I'm going to finish this pot. And I have to be careful because I've got that wheel on the end and it's metal. Alright, I think that's it. And I might come back to this star, and if I see anything that I feel like needs to be finished a little bit better, give me at least until tomorrow, maybe Saturday, and we'll email each other. Alright, let's have a little peek. So I'm probably going to finish. This is it for this one. Wow. It's gorgeous. Really, really nice. Look at the polish. Look, you can just see the lamp. See the bulb inside? That's pretty. I can actually turn that off. Thank you, Jeannie, for getting all the way through the live. I will attend to you later on. Look at that. Let's do one of these. I think. So now, Candy, if you're there, I'm gonna see if it has any undercutting. It may have a little bit. I'm gonna go in pretty close. Yeah, it's still not dry enough. Slippery, shiny, slippery. So let's see if we can see. So there's right there where the light is. That's just part of the middle of that stick agate right there. Other than that, even over here it didn't. So yeah, I did a pretty good job. There's really no undercutting in there at all. So yeah, I don't know if that was me or just the material. Beautiful stone. Beautiful, beautiful. So we're going to take 1, 2. We're going to try the stitch tight over there. It may or may not work. Let's do that one last time. Think. All right. Hold on. We're going over. I'm going to put that one in my pocket. So, John, if you're still there, this is where we'll figure out if Zam works on stitch tight or not. Hold on. That's Mr. Ross service. Here we go. Boop, boop, boop. Let's get this final polish. Boop. Here we go. So I'm hoping also to finish up the new buffer over Memorial Weekend as well. Zam, chromium aluminum oxide, wax. Really good on phosphates. Oops. Let's get started. I think we'll start on the green one first, because the green one doesn't really have too much that I need to try and polish around. So putting a little bit on, but not too much. And let's start with the green. So see if we can find the difference between the beginning. It's got a pretty good polish, but let's see if we can brighten that up a little bit. Start on the back. Zam, zam. So, taking a good polish. That's the back. Not as shiny as the top, but finished. Get around the edges. The reason I do the back first is just to see if it reacts to the minerals, to the chemicals that are in the Zam. This is working out really well. And to the front. That's nice. I might finish the back up a little bit better for you, Star. But the front and the sides are absolutely lovely. Look at that. Gorgeous. Alright. I'm going to try the stitch tight, and then we're going to work on that Nakazari. Alright, so let's try to remember. I'm going to take a before picture, like that. Maybe. No, not yet. So the back I didn't do as much. Let's see what happens to the back real quick. It did work. So even though I didn't really finish the back, I mean, I tidied it up. I think we went to the 1200 with it. And so that's polishing up even like that. So now let's do the sides. Doesn't take very much. And here we go. Yeah. Yeah, so when you first get Zam, you're like, man, did they have this in a warehouse for like the last 1,000 years? So that's funny you would say that, Doug. But yeah, it has almost like a cap, and it's concave when you get it, so it looks like it's dried out. All right, here we go. Wow. That's pretty. Look at that. Polished up good with the Zam. Little chatoyance in there. I actually like the matrix that's in there. I don't think I'd like it if it was just all purple. Nice stone. Alright. Now we're going to do this one, Doug. Actually has a pretty decent polish going to it. So I'm going to stay away from the little column there. Let me do the edges. I'm not putting any extra Zam on there either. So being that it's a wax, you don't want it to get caught in any little crevices or bugs. So you see how I just went by that edge right there, polished the edge up, but actually didn't even touch that. Let's go all the way around. I'm going to do a little bit more on the back, Doug. Let me show you why. Well, I'll show you at the end. And now, where's my little cabin? Right there. So do that. Got my finger on it. Do like that. Here. Ow. Yeah, that got hot. That's so nice. Go this way. All right, Doug. Here you go. It's really nice. Really pretty stone. Little needles up there. And shine bright polish. Hey Claude, how are you? Claude, I actually cut an opal today. It had opal in it. You guys don't know Claude. Claude is up in, I think, Kentucky. No, he's in Tennessee. And he has opal. But I cut one of the, I think the 5 or the 4 for 20 pieces today, and actually found some opal in there, Claude. Nothing crazy special, but it's pretty. Yeah. I know. We'll have to get Jeff in here as well. So let me take a quick picture of that. I think. And get the agate out of my pocket. So what a great day. Great week for me to finish off today. I got 3-day weekend, 2 days work, 5-day weekend. I should go see you, Claude. Look at those. That's a pretty batch. Really pretty batch. Thank you, Lucky Kicks. How'd you do in the competition, Lucky? We sent people over. That's a pretty piece, Star. So that's Star. Potentially Star. Doug right there. So yeah, go ahead and email me Star. I'll get with you over the weekend, okay? And then I'll go find the alien one somewhere. And yeah, what a great day. Thank you all for joining today. I hope you have a good rest of the week. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Come join me on Sunday. I'll be live on Sunday. It'll be Sunday, probably 2 o'clock as usual. And then, yeah, then I'm going to have to start thinking of stuff to do over the Memorial weekend and go do stuff with Freckle Cat, because the stuff with Freckle Cat comes first, channel comes second. All right, love you guys. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you. We will see you in the next one. And in the meantime, take care of each other. Most of all, take care of yourselves. Cheers now. Love you guys.